Good afternoon, everyone. Spokane Steve here, and it's time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. Boy, we had a wild doubleheader there with Detroit and Baltimore, didn't we? 2 more games to go in that series, so it's far from over. The Tigers had two victories. I should say the Orioles had grabbed 2 victories snatched from the jaws of defeat against Detroit. And greetings to Kenyon, Mike, and Kelly. Hello, everybody. Today, we've got the Kansas City Athletics at the Boston Red Sox, the surprising Kansas City Athletics, the second place Kansas City Athletics, if you will, 19-10 against the Red Sox, 14-17. And you know, I was looking into some of the keys to the Athletics' success so far this season. They've primarily gotten there by beating up on the Yankees and the Angels. They're 7-0 against the Yankees this season, which in a way is kind of fitting because prior to that, probably 56-64 maybe, Kansas City in many ways served as a major league farm system to the Yankees. Most of you guys know the story, so I won't go into it, but to summarize briefly, the Yankees GM had the Kansas City GM over a barrel due to some real estate and other financial investments. That's how they were able to get Roger Maris and Clete Boyer, among others, for very little return. So it's kind of ironic that in my replay, Kansas City, at least so far in the replay, they own the Yankees. Fred Talbot will start for Kansas City. As you can see, he would finish the year well with the Yankees. Jose Santiago will pitch for the Red Sox. That is American League ERA leader Fred Talbot, if you please. Talbot 2-1 with a league-leading 1.79 earned run average over 6 starts in 40 innings, just 24 hits allowed. Santiago has pitched well for the Red Sox. He's made 4 starts, 1 relief appearance, 2-2 with a 3 ERA, 3.00, 2 complete games for Santiago, 30 innings of work, 25 hits allowed. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Kenyon. You've got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and Kansas City has certainly done that. And there's Perry and Franklin joining us as well. Hey, guys. How's it going? I'm a little more pumped up today than I was yesterday, so hopefully that's a good sign. I'll bring you a good game today. Here's the... take a look at the pitching cards here. Talbot obviously has overachieved his card, right? I mean, we don't expect him to finish with anything close to a 1.79 ERA. Santiago, a pretty solid card. And as Santiago warms up, let's get you that Kansas City lineup. Jose Tartabull will lead it off in center. Larry Stahls in left field today. He'll hit second. Mike Hirschberger in right hits third. Billy Bryan will do the catching and bat cleanup, with Ken the Hawk Harrelson at first base, Ed Charles at third, Dick Green at second in the 7th spot, Ozzie Chavarria's at shortstop. How about that? A day off for Campy Campaneris. Chavarria hitting 8th, and of course Talbot, the pitcher, 9th. Red Sox defensively will have Bob Tillman doing the catching, the infield Scott at first, Dalton Jones back in there at second, Petroselli at short, Foy at third, and the outfield left to right of Yastrzemski, Gosker, and Canigliaro. And there's Mike. Welcome, Mike. I am doing well. How about you? Franklin taking issue with the seats here in Fenway. Just over 13,000 in the house. Johnny Stevens calling the balls and strikes. And he says, let's get going. Santiago ready to work. Tartable stands in, leading the club in hitting at .380. That places him among the league batting leaders. No homers, but 17 RBIs for the left-handed hitting outfielder. And here's the pitch from Santiago. That's a 4-9 left-handed. Single to 4 on a 7. That's smothered by Jones, who flips to Scott for the first out. Nice play by the often maligned Dalton Jones. Maligned by me, basically, right? Well, how can you not with a 4.34 at second? Come on. Here's Stahl, Larry Stahl. He's hitting .278. He is just 15 for 54. He has a pair of homers and 10 RBIs, left-handed batter. Santiago gets the sign from Tillman, and here we go. That's a 3-6 right-handed. Single to 15, but on a 19, speared by Dalton Jones. Oh, my goodness. So Dalton Jones being put to the test early. He's made both plays so far, and here's Hirschberger. Mike Hirschberger hitting .258 on the season, just one home run, 14 runs batted in. Santiago into the windup, comes in there with a 5-7 righty. That's a double to 4, but on a 6, that's going to hang up in center where Gosker will make the play. And just like that, it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Santiago. After a half an inning of play, Kansas City nothing. Boston coming to bat. So what's the big stadium food in Boston? Does anybody know? I mean, every stadium has their specialties, right? When you go to Fenway, what do you get to eat? As Talbot gets loose, let's go over the Red Sox lineup. Rico Petroselli at shortstop leads off. Jim Gosker is in center today. He'll hit second. Yaz in the familiar 3 spot in left. George Scott, the cleanup man, at first base. Tony C. is in right, hitting 5th. Dalton Jones at second. 6th. Joe Foy hits 7th at third base. Bob Tillman will do the catching and bat 8th, with Santiago, the pitcher, hitting 9th. For Kansas... Thank you, Franklin. And greetings to Ben. Oh, my goodness. Franklin, I almost snorted my coffee on that one, man. Kansas City defensively has Billy Bryant doing the catching, Hawk Harrelson at first, Green and Chavaria up the middle, Charles down at third. The outfield left to right of Stahl, Tartable, and Hirschberger. I'm still cracking up about the crow. Well, you know, I used to like black crows when I was a kid. Anybody remember those? The licorice candy? So sometimes eating crow could be not so bad, depending on how far you want to stretch it, I suppose. Okay. Talbot's ready to go to work here. He's got that 1.79 ERA on the line as Petroselli steps in, hitting .271, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Talbot gets the sign from Brian, and here's the pitch to Rico. That's a 3-9 right-handed. He struck him out. Talbot opens the game with a strikeout, and the batter will be Jim Gosker. Gosker hasn't played much. He's just 9 for 47 on the season. That's a 191 average. He does have a home run and 4 RBIs. Gosker, a left-handed hitting outfielder. Talbot staring in now, and the windup and the pitch is a 4-4 left-handed. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be Brian. Brian a 4-E12. Brian a poor defensive catcher with a +3 arm to boot. Here's the play. On a 16, it's a pop out to the catcher. Brian makes the play. Oh, good grief. Here comes Mookie. No, you can't be on the computer, buddy. Come on. Come on now. Just lay up there and be good. There you go. Yeah, you can sit there and watch, but you cannot come onto the field, man. Oh, God, here he comes. Hang on. Bear with me, guys. Okay. Just be good. He's feeling clearly better, Mike. Thank you for asking. Oh, my God. Here he comes. Two down, Yastrzemski comes to bat now. Yaz hitting just 244. 4 homers, 17 RBIs. Talbot into the windup. That's going to be a 5-12 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. That'll be Dick Green. Green, a good second baseman. 2E19, and here's the result of that play. On a 5, he makes a nice stop and throws him out. Nifty play by Green, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Talbot. 4-3X, side retired. And we played 1 inning scoreless. Oh, and Ben had a tree crew in today. 60 to 70 foot. Wow. They pulled out a tree in the house next to my mom's, about a month or so ago. One of the branches fell down, came very close to the fence. And, we'd seen that coming for years. So, good riddance to that tree, I say. Hopefully you feel the same way, Ben. Santiago ready to work the second. Now here's Billy Bryan, the left-handed hitting catcher. He's got some pop, not a whole lot of on base. So far, just 8 for 46 on the season with 1 home run. A left-handed hitter. Santiago into the windup. That is going to be a 4-6 left-handed swung on and miss. Strike 3. Santiago picks up his first strikeout. And with 1 away, Hawk Harrelson will come to bat. Harrelson hitting 245, just 1 homer, 6 RBIs. Santiago gets the sign from Tillman. And there's the pitch. It's a 6'10 lefty. 6'10 right-handed. Fly to center field X. That's Gosker, a 3E3. Gosker on his horse. Here's the play. On a 19, he makes a nice running catch for the out. 8X, 2 down. And here's Ed Charles now. Charles hitting 279. No home runs, 9 RBIs. He does have 4 extra base hits. Santiago into the windup. Pitch to Charles is a 6'10 right-handed. That's a fly to center field X again. That's going to be Gosker once more. Ranging to his left, 3E3. And the play is a 19, and he runs it down to retire the side. 1-2-3 goes Kansas City in the second. Pitchers duel here in the early going. Rough on, let's Stubby. Oh yeah, that's just, I can relate, Ben. Yeah, that's got to go. That's no bueno for anybody. I had tree roots actually force me out of a home once, but that's a story for another day. Bottom of the second, George Scott comes in. Hitting 248. Scott, 7 home runs. His 20 RBIs tied with Canigliaro for the team lead. Talbot gets his sign. The pitch to Scott is a 6'10 right-handed. That's a fly to left field and shallow. Here comes Stahl on now to make the catch. That's 1 down. Here's Tony Canigliaro now. Tony hitting 280. 5 homers, as mentioned, 20 RBIs, same as Scott. Talbot into the windup. Here's the pitch on a 2-7. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Talbot. And here's Dalton Jones now. Jones, the second baseman, 9 for 41 on the season. That's a .220 average. He's played part-time at second base. Does not have a run batted in yet. Left-handed batter standing in. Talbot delivers on a 4-9 lefty. It's a fly ball into straightaway center. Tartable cruising under it. And he'll take it for the third out. It's another 1-2-3 inning. We've got 2 innings in the book, and we are scoreless. And welcome to Charlie Reitz. I don't recognize the name, Charlie. Are you new to the chat? And if not, I apologize. I have age-appropriate short-term memory. No, I really do. I don't know why I laugh at that. It's actually not that funny. But it is a fact, and it's part of life. So, we get over it, and we work with what we have, right? Bottom third of the order for Kansas City. That's going to be Dick Green to get us started here. Green hitting .284, 2 homers, and a team leading 21 RBIs. As Santiago comes set, here's the pitch to Green. That's a 2-7 base hit up the middle. That's the first hit of the ball game. And it comes off the bat of second baseman Dick Green. How many remember Green's dazzling play in the 72 through 74 World Series for the Oakland A's? Couldn't hit much by that point, but man, could he play second base. Here's Ozzie Chavarria now. He's the shortstop today, giving Campy a day of rest. Chavarria hitting .304, 14 for 46. No homers, 5 RBIs. Santiago working from the stretch for the first time. Comes in there with a 6-6 right-handed, and he loses him, ball 4. And the Athletics have something going here in the third. First and second, nobody out. And that'll bring up Talbot, the pitcher. Right-handed batter. He's a weak. Let's check his bunting rating. He's an A bunter. That'll cause the Red Sox to pull the infield in. That'll make him a B, and he's going to lay one down. 7 on a B. Successful sacrifice bunt. That moves the runners along, and there's second and third with 1 away now. Oh, my. Well, thank you, Charlie. Appreciate that. And welcome to the chat. You'll find this to be a very engaging and friendly group of guys. We get conversations running the gamut here in this chat room. It's quite interesting, to be sure. Second and third, 1 away. Here's Tartable. Trying to figure out how I would play this now if I was the Red Sox. They're going to pull the infield in a scoreless game. Tartable will swing away. Here's the pitch from Santiago. That's going to be a 4-11. That's a base hit right up the middle. That's going to score at least 1. Here comes Green to score. Chavarria can try to score. To center. He's a 15. Gosker a 0. They're going to send him. Gosker hits the cutoff man, Petrocelli. Here's the throw. He scores. 2 RBI single for Tartable. He takes second on the throw to the plate, and it's 2-0 Kansas City. Sorry about that. Mookie's getting active here. I'm keeping. He's on the cat tree now, the tower. I'm keeping an eye on him because he's still wearing the cone. I tell you guys, I love a good lobster roll. I wonder if it's a good one. I'll bet it is in New England, right? Oh man, you guys are making me hungry. Here's Stahl. He lined to second his first time up. Tartable takes his lead from second. Santiago a glance at him, and now the pitch to Stahl is going to be a 1-11. Grounder to first base. Scott to his right. He has it. His only play is to Santiago covering, and Tartable will take third on the play. So the speedy Tartable with third with 2 away, and here's Mike Hirschberger. Hirschberger 0 for 1. Santiago comes in there. with a 5-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that'll do it. 2 runs for the Athletics, however, on 2 hits. They leave 1, and they take a 2-0 lead to the bottom of the 3rd. There's some place in Northern California that's supposed to have on Highway 1 that is really well known for its lobster rolls, and I've never been there. I've actually got it written down somewhere. I saw it on one of those driving travel videos on YouTube, you know what I mean, where people drive around and with a dash cam and film their trip. Okay, Talbot takes a 2-0 lead to the bottom of the 3rd here. Joe Foy will lead it off. Foy comes in leading the club in batting at .303. 6 home runs, a dozen RBIs. Talbot into the windup. That's a 6-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's strikeout number 3 for Talbot. That'll bring up Tillman, the catcher. Tillman hitting .298, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. Both catchers with +3 arms today. Talbot into the windup. The pitch to Tillman, 3-7. That's a base hit up the middle, and Boston has their first hit of the ball game. A 1-out single by Tillman will bring up the pitcher Santiago. He's a right-handed batter, a 3W. He's a B butter. But with 1 out or hit away, we're going to let him hit away. Pitch from Talbot is a 6-7 fly ball to center field. That's playable for Tartable, who makes the catch for the 2nd out. Well, at least he didn't hit into the double play, right? Here's Petrocelli, struck out his first time. Talbot checks the runner. From the stretch, the pitch to Rico, a 3-8. Grounder to short. Fielded by Chavaria, who wings it across to Harrelson to retire the side. No runs to hit, 1 left. 3 innings in the books. It's 2-0 Athletics. I heard that the prizes now are, to be an understatement, to say that the prizes now are a disappointment. I've seen one of those, Ben. Have you seen, I think his name is Whispering Jimmy. That guy is funny. He specializes in pointing out the idiocy of other drivers, and that can be pretty funny at times. Of course, sometimes it goes a long time before anything happens, but he's also got a compilation of some of his best dumbest things he's seen people do while driving, and that usually has me almost in tears. Here we go to the 4th inning. Here's Billy Bryan to lead it off. Bryan struck out his first time against Santiago. Here's the windup and the pitch to Billy. That's a 5-7 lefty. A double to 4 on a 14. He will settle for a long single to open the inning. So Bryan is aboard, and here's Hawk Harrelson now. Bryan, of course, very slow, no threat to go anywhere. Santiago's not even looking over there as he goes into the full windup and comes into Harrelson with a 1-4. It's a fly ball to straightaway right field. Tony Conigliaro drifting under it and grabs it for out number 1. Here's Charles now, the right-handed third baseman. Flew to center his first time up. Santiago from the stretch. 2-4. That ball is absolutely crushed to dead center. Gosker starts back and just watches it go to the deepest part of the ballpark. It's a 2-run blast for Ed Charles, and that makes it 4-0 Kansas City. Holy cow, let's take another look at that one. 2-4 righty to 19. The roll is a 1, way gone. And for Charles, his first home run of the season. And his teammates are chiding him about it as he comes in there, giving him a little standing ovation. I remember the fake tattoos. Yes, sir. Man, that's how I feel about Spokane. They should just drive up Division Street back and forth for the day, and you can get plenty of footage. Hell, maybe I should do it. I don't have a dash cam, though. I do have a camcorder. But as you probably saw from the Mookie videos, they're short, and I'll tell you what, those things take forever to upload. So 1 out, nobody on. Here's Green. He singled his first time up, came around to score. Santiago is rated 6 for endurance, in case you're wondering, and here's the pitch for Green. 5'10", right-handed, he walks him. So Santiago in trouble here in the fourth. Trailing 4-0, he walks Green. And here's Chavarria now. He walked his first time up. Santiago, a glance over there now from the stretch. 110 right-handed. That's a grounder to short, and that's going to be 2. It's Petrocelli to Jones to Scott for an inning-ending double play. 6-4-3 retires the side. Athletics add on 2 on a pair of hits. A 2-run blast by Ed Charles. And they lead it 4-0. And so far, the Fred Talbot story continuing. As mentioned earlier, he comes in leading the league in ERA, 1.79, and with 3 scoreless innings so far, he's lowered that a little bit. And you can see by the card, it's, I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's not that good. I'm going to look at his card on my computer here for a second, where I can see the bar chart. If any of you play the Windows game, you know what I'm doing. He's much better against right-handers, which you can see. He's definitely got a little dinger problem against lefties. He'll be facing Gosker, Yastrzemski, and Scott as we go to the bottom of the fourth. I got to get back to that. Let's get this half inning. And Franklin, you made me think of something. Gosker 0 for 1. Talbot comes in there with a 5-5 left-handed fly to left field. That's playable for Stahl. He'll glide under that and squeeze it for out number 1. Here's Yaz now. Yaz 0 for 1 today. Talbot staring in. Here's the windup on the pitch to Yastrzemski. On a 1-5, he blasts one over the third base bag and down into the corner. Yastrzemski running hard out of the box. Stahl gets it back in as Yastrzemski coasts into second with a 2-base hit. So a bullet down the line. He took it the other way for a double, and here's George Scott. Well, that's true. Yeah, I agree, Kenyon. He's got 6 diamonds. But if you throw out the diamonds, he still has 5 home run chances. So in other words, here's his diamonds. That one, he gets all of the homer. So I guess what I'm trying to say is in the... without using the ballpark effects, he's essentially getting the equivalent of half of his diamonds. So if you put him in a ballpark with less than 1 through 10 homers, he would actually give up fewer homers. And I'm guessing that Kansas City was a low home run park, although I'm thinking of the Royal Stadium, of course, so that may not even be true. I do remember the pennant porch out in the old Kansas City Park and Rec that Finley put in. I've already told that story, so I won't tell it again, but you can Google it up. Charlie Finley's pennant porch. If you can, find the Bill James story about that particular little piece of history. Here is Scott. Talbot staring in now, runner in scoring position and 1 down. The pitch to George Scott is a 6-5 grounder down to third. Charles has it, looks the runner back, and throws him out. 2 away, and here's Tony C. Tony struck out his first time up. Talbot a check of the runner. The pitch to Tony. 1-8. Grounder down to third is Charles again. Backhands, straightens and throws. And Talbot escapes unscathed. No runs, a hit, a runner left in scoring position. We played 4. It's 4-0 Kansas City. Franklin, you made me think of Phoenix, Arizona. I lived there for a short while, less than a year, maybe 6 months or so. There's definitely a snowbird factor there. One of the local DJs even wrote a song about it. And that was around 1982, 1983. A guy by the name of Jonathan Brandmeier, and he did a song called Snowbird to the tune of the song Night Owl. I don't remember who originally did Night Owl. It was a hit around that time. But it's pretty funny. Okay, to the 5th. Talbot will lead it off. Sacrifice bunt his first time up. Santiago winds and deals on a 1-11 comebacker. Santiago snares it. Throws to Scott, 1 down. Here is Tartable. Tartable 1 for 2. 2 RBI single in the 3rd. The pitch from Santiago is a 4-9 left-hander. A single to 4 on a 9. That's smothered by Jones, who throws him out. Thank you, Kenyon. Wow, so it was as much or even more of a pitcher's park than the later Royal Stadium. Or was that the same park? Oh, that was 69. Okay. Well, let's see. I wonder if, I don't think they even had them in 66. Or did they? Ballpark. No, I'm looking here on my computer version. It does say very tough for home runs. Good for batting average and pretty good park for doubles and triples overall. Two down, and here's Stahl. He's 0 for 2 in this one. Santiago gets the sign from Tillman, and here's the pitch. That's a 2-9. Base hit into right field, so a 2-out single for Larry Stahl. Stahl, a star 15 Steeler. Let's check the battery now. Santiago a +1, Tillman a +3 arm. That would make him a 19. He'll have to be held on at 17. And we know how these Athletics like to run. He's going to try it. 2 through 5, 11 or 12 for a 17. He's got the lead. There he goes. The throw from Tillman. He's stolen it. Larry Stahl with a steal. Let's check his numbers here. I don't remember him stealing a base. I was right. That's his first stolen base. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs for Hirschberger. Here's the next pitch. 3-3. Single to left field. That's an open single. Stahl can try to score on that. 14-16. Yastrzemski, however, with a -3 gun makes it 13. They're going to send him. Yastrzemski's throw. He scores. Hirschberger takes second on the throw. Here's Billy Bryan now, 1 for 2. Action in the Boston pen. We're going to have to wing it because in real life, in this game in real life that is, Santiago pitched a complete game. Give me a moment here while I look at their usage display and a couple other things. I'd like to get Lonborg up as the long man if he hasn't been used too much. No, he's fine. Lonborg throwing. Santiago pitching now to Billy Bryan, the left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-7. He pops him up on the right side. Scott will take it, and that'll retire the side. The Athletics tack on one on a pair of hits and leave him in. And they take a 5-0 lead into the bottom of the fifth. We get a lot of Canadians in Spokane, obviously. Just a short day trip. About 2 hours drive to the border, that's all. Boston will come to bat in the bottom of the fifth with Jones, Foy, and Tillman due up. Jones 0 for 1. Talbot staring in. Now here's the pitch to Jones. That's a 1-5. There you go. It's the daily triple to 17. He rolls the 9. It is down the right field line, bouncing around in the corner. Hirschberger bobbles it for a minute, and that will allow Jones to cruise into third with the daily triple. And for those newcomers, I call it the daily triple because it seems like we have one every day. We don't literally have one every day, but it feels like it. Leadoff triple for Jones. With Foy coming to bat, the Athletics leading by 5, they're going to play the infield back. They'll concede the run to stay out of the big inning in this situation. And here's the pitch to Foy. That's going to be a 6-11. Foul ball behind the plate. Going back is Bryan. Drops the mask and makes the catch for the first out. So Talbot able to pop him up behind the plate. 1 down, and here's Tillman. Tillman singled his first time up. Talbot comes in there with a 5-6 right-handed. It's a grounder to first base B. So we've got a runner on third. Let me double check this one now on a B. 5. Hit to first, the runner will hold. So that's going to be 3 unassisted, 2 outs, and Santiago will be the hitter. Or will he? Trailing by 5, they're going to send up a pinch hitter. So Jose Santiago, not his best day. He pitched 5 innings today. Gave up 6 hits, 5 runs. The big blow, of course, the 2-run homer to Ed Charles. He walked a pair and struck out a pair. Lonborg will serve as the long man today. And let's see who's going to bat. Batter will be left-handed hitting outfielder Lenny Green. Now here's Lenny. Green on the season, just 10 for 60. That's a 167 average. Does not have a home run. Trying to pick up the runner from third with 2 down. That's a 3-2 liner right into the glove of Hawk Harrelson, and that'll do it. So some nifty glove work by Harrelson helps Talbot get out of the jam, and the Red Sox strand the leadoff triple. We've played 5 innings here. It is 5-0. Here's Lonborg. Jim Lonborg in the replay has been in 10 games, 2 of them starts, 1-1 with a save and a 3.78 ERA in 33 innings. He'll be facing Harrelson, Charles, and Green here in the 6th. Harrelson 0 for 2. The pitch to Lonborg, that's going to be a 4-6 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Here's Charles now, 1 for 2 with a home run. Lonborg stares in, now the windup down the pitch. That's a 5-8 right-handed swung on and missed. Strike 3. Lonborg comes on and announces his presence with authority, striking out the first 2 batters he faces, and now Dick Green will be the hitter. Green has not been retired today, singled and walked. Lonborg with the pitch. That's a 2-8 right-handed fly ball to center. Can of corn for Gosker. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Lonborg. Good point, Franklin. Yes, sir. Boy, was that a pennant race. 67, I mean. I don't remember it personally, but some of my friends did. I used to hear about that one all the time. How bad are the Red Sox underachieving? Let's take a look. They came in at 14 and 17. Hell, they're actually overachieving right now. At this point in real life, they were 10 and 21. They'll send up the top of the order against Talbot. Talbot, a 6-inning starter, begins his first inning of potential fatigue. Rico's 0 for 2. Talbot gets the sign. Wind up in the pitch is a 5-7, a double to 5. On a 12, Petrocelli will settle for a long single. So Petrocelli opens the inning with a base hit. Here's Gosker now. Gosker 0 for 2. And we've got some action now in the Kansas City pen. They used Wyatt in real life. That seems reasonable to me. John Wyatt will begin to throw as Gosker stands in. Talbot checks the runner. Now from the stretch. Pitch to Gosker is a 1-4 fly ball to left. Camped under it is Stahl. And that's the second time in a row Gosker's flown out to Stahl. 1 down, and here's Yastrzemski. Yaz 1 for 2 with a double. Talbot gets the sign from the stretch. The pitch to Yaz is a 4-6. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Talbot bearing down after the leadoff single. As retired Gosker and Yastrzemski will now face George Scott. Scott 0 for 2. Talbot from the stretch. 4-9 righty. Gets a ground ball into the hole at short, but Chavarri is there. Throws across in time. And that'll do it for the Red Sox in the 6th. No runs a hit, they leave 1. 6 innings in the books. Fred Talbot and the Athletics leading at 5-0. How about these Athletics, huh? Wow. They got to be the surprise team of the replay so far, anyway. I thought maybe somebody would come up with the Night Owl song for me. Who the hell did that song? In my head, I can only hear the parody version. That's the one I'm more familiar with. Okay, Lonborg will begin his second inning of work. It'll be Chavarria, Talbot, and Tardable. Chavarria 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the pitch to the switch hitter. It's a 2-7 right-handed. Struck him out. Chavarria goes down swinging, and here's Talbot now. Right-handed hitter. Lonborg's pitch is a 4-7, and he walks him. Oh, my. Talbot draws the walk. Lonborg slams the ball into the glove in disgust. A little angry with himself out there for walking the pitcher. And it's the top of the lineup, Tardable with Stahl on deck. Was it Rafferty? Wow. What a step down. I should say a chasm down from Baker Street, right? Holy crap. I think I'd almost be kind of embarrassed if I were Jerry. Well, I gotta see this. Son of a bitch, it is. Is that the right one? Okay, hang on here. Sorry about this, but sometimes our curiosity gets the best of us. No, that's not the song. Woo!
Hi, this is Jamore, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A spicy honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is
It's the Little River Band. All right, that makes a little more sense. Again, a giant step or a chasm down from It's a Long Way There. Just my personal opinion, of course. Here's Tartable. 6-4 against the lefty. It's a grounder to shortstop X. This could be 2. That's to Petroselli, a 2E38. Here's the roll on the play. On A7, he's got it, but his only play is going to be to Jones, and they will not have a play at first. That's going to go as a force. 6-4X, Talbot is forced. He's probably happy to be off the base paths. And here's Stahl with 2 down. With Tartable at first, however, we've got to check the battery again. Tartable, an excellent base stealer. He's stolen 11 bases this season, only been caught once. Lonborg a -2, but Tillman with that +3 arm. That makes him a 20 and 18 held, and he's going to roll for the lead. 2 through 5 or 12. 11, he does not get the lead. Back number, he'd be a 10. Stahl will hit away. The pitch is a 3-8. Little tapper to first. Scott will take it to the bag, and that'll do it. So another good inning for Jim Lonborg. As we stretch for the 7th, it's 5-0 Kansas City. Yeah, I did too, Franklin, and they both came up. So that's why I had to play a snippet, because I'm realizing, right, one of these is right and one of these is wrong. Hell, there might be more than 2 for all I know. So while we stretch for the 7th, let's take a look at Conehead at the top of the tower. Sure, there he is. Mookie. Say hello, Mookie. No, he's not budging. This, by the way, is the first day I've let him stay up there. And that's another good indication that he is indeed feeling much better. Getting around pretty good with the cone. We went for a ride today, in fact. And while we're stretching, give me a moment to top off my coffee. Okay, we're back. Heat that up a little bit. Oh man, Franklin's on today. Holy crap. Yeah, if I tie a wire to his tail, I could probably get rid of my my cable, right? Run it to the television. Here's Talbot now. He's put up 6 goose eggs so far. Canigliaro, Jones, and Foy do. Tony C. 0 for 2 as Talbot goes into the windup and comes in there with a 4-11 right-handed. That's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be for Larry Stahl, a 2E6. Stahl racing towards the line. Here's the play on a 4. He makes a full extension lunging catch near the left field line. Oh my God, that's a web gem by Larry Stahl. What a play. 7X exclamation on that one. And as I've said so many times, if they had replay in 66, we'd be watching that one again and again. Here's Dalton Jones now with a triple today, 1 for 2. One of just 4 Boston hits against Talbot. Talbot into the windup. The pitch to Jones is a 6-10 left-handed. Shallow fly to center. Here comes Tardible, and he's there to catch up with it. The rangy Tardible makes that one look fairly easy. And with 2 down, Joe Foy will be the hitter. Foy 0 for 2. That's going to be a 2-11 right-handed. It's a lazy fly ball to left. Stahl barely has to move, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Fred Talbot, who has now lowered his already league-leading 1.79 earned run average. After 7 innings complete, it's 5-0 Athletics. If I sound amazed by this team, it's because I am. I sure didn't expect this coming into the replay. Was there a cartoon? I don't know, but Franklin, you make me think of the line, wasn't there a series of children's books about an elephant named Babar? I don't know, don't have any. Children's books? No. Shit, I already screwed that up. I'm sorry. Children? No, elephant books. Okay, Lonberg for his 3rd and last inning of work as he's due to bat 2nd in the bottom of the 8th. Hirschberger will lead it off. He's 1 for 3. Lonborg to pitch. That's going to be a 6-7 right-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. That's Jones. Jones a 4E34 as he ranges behind the bag. He's not going to get to that. That's through up the middle for a base hit. Hirschberger with his 2nd hit of the afternoon. He's a star 16 stealer. Plus 117 held. He's a 15. And Bryan will hit away with nobody out. From the stretch, pitch to Bryan is a 3-10 right-handed. Grounder wide to second. Jones's only play is to first. And Hirschberger takes 2nd on the throw. With the season ended today, Ben, he'd sure have my vote. Here's Hawk Harrelson 0 for 3. Lonborg checks the runner. Now comes to the plate 110. It's a comebacker. Lonborg glances over there and throws him out. That'll bring up Charles with 2 down. 1 for 3, a 2-run homer back in the 4th. Lonborg, the windup and the pitch. 3-8 is a slow roller to short. Petroselli comes in on it. On the run, throws him out. And that'll do it for Kansas City in the 8th. No runs, a hit, 1 left on. Looking at their defense. Seems pretty solid. You could take Chavaria out, but he's due to bat 2nd in the 9th. Trying to make more of an effort to explain some of my thinking when it comes to the strategy. Campy slightly better defensively, but not enough to deprive Chavaria of another bat. For the Red Sox, it'll be Tillman, a pinch hitter, and Petroselli. Tillman 1 for 2 today. Talbot gets the sign from Brian now. Here's the pitch to Tillman. That's a 4-4 right-handed. It's catcher's card X. That's Brian. 4E12. Here's the roll on the play. On a 4, that is a pop out to the catcher. And now we'll have a pinch hitter for Lonborg. Green, Chavaria, Talbot, they're trailing. Let's give Osinski some work. Osinski throwing for Boston. A fine 3-inning performance from Lonborg today. He only allowed 1 hit. Walked 1. Struck out 3, did not allow a run. The pinch hitter will be George Thomas. Right-handed hitting outfielder. Thomas hitting .233 on the season, 2 home runs. Talbot set. The windup and the pitch is a .211. Little comebacker. Talbot snares it, takes a couple of steps towards first, and tosses it to Hawk Harrelson for out number 2. Here's Rico now. Petrocelli 1 for 3. Talbot into the windup. Comes right in there with a 1-3. Grounder up the middle. Cut off there by Chavaria. Turns and throws in time. Chavaria was shading Petrocelli that way and made the play look easier than perhaps it really was. But that's a 1-2-3 inning for the amazing Fred Talbot, who has pitched 8 scoreless innings here in Fenway. We're going to the 9th with the Athletics leading at 5-0. Holy smoke. Okay, Lonborg's out. Here's Dan Osinski. Osinski has only worked more than I thought. He's been in 8 games. 0-1 with a save, 3.60 over 10 innings of work. Definitely better against right-handers. And he'll be seeing a right-hander, 3 right-handers actually. In Green, Chavaria, and Talbot. So Osinski ready to go to work here. Dick Green, 1 for 2 with a walk. Osinski's pitch is a 6-6. Lazy fly into center. Tartable's right there. And there's 1 down. I'm sorry, not Tartable. Gosker is right there. I beg your pardon. Wrong team. Gosker makes the catch for the out, and here's Chavaria. 0 for 2 with a walk. Osinski with a 3-10 right-handed. That is a double down the line. Chavaria rounds and cruises into second with a 1-out double. So we gave Chavaria another at bat, and he comes through with a double. Talbot will hit. Of course he will. He's working on a shutout. 0 for 1, walked and sacrificed. Osinski with the pitch. That's a 4-10 right-handed. It's a base hit for Talbot. Chavaria can try to score on that. Oh my God, it's to right field. Canigliaro's a 0, Chavaria a 15. They're going to send him. The throw to the plate. He's out at the plate. Holy cow. Talbot, the pitcher, will not try to go into second on that. He'll stay at first. I had to try to get Talbot the RBI. That was the thinking there. Probably most of the time I'd be happy with first and third and let Tartable hit. 5-0, not really a critical decision. At least not at this point. You never know, right? You're right, Jimmy P., and welcome. Here's Tartable, runner on first base, 2 away. Pitch to Tartable is a 4-9 left-handed. That is a homer. So it's actually a single to 15 because Tartable's a weak. He rolls the 7 for a 2-star single. Talbot winds up on third. And that'll bring up Stahl. Larry Stahl's 1 for 4 today. Yes, my good man, that's a fine Talbot. Here's the pitch to Stahl. 4-8, single to 5 on a 9. That is smothered by Scott. Gets up, flips to Osinski covering, and that'll do it. No runs on 3 hits, thanks to a man being thrown out at the plate. And 5 will have to do it for Kansas City as we go to the bottom of the 9th. The amazing Fred Talbot, 3 outs away from a complete game shutout. Isn't it amazing what a Strat card can do in a small sample size? And I mean, this is getting to be it's still small, but you know, I mean, it's getting up there, right? Talbot's now worked 48 1/3 innings. 48 1/3 amazing innings. With a card that looks, I mean, heck, the left side of it looks like a batter's card, doesn't it? Right side a little better. It's kind of fun, isn't it? I'm enjoying it. Okay, Gosker, Yastrzemski, and Scott. Standing in his way. Gosker 0 for 3. Talbot into the windup. The pitch to Gosker. That's a 4-9 left-handed. Fly ball into straightaway center. Tartable has it all the way. There's one. Holy cow, here comes Carl Yastrzemski. 1 for 3 with a double. Talbot staring in. Here's the windup. The pitch to Yaz is a 6-8. That's a double to 10 on a 12. Yastrzemski will settle for a long single, and Yaz is 2 for 4 today. Looking ahead to a possible bullpen situation. Jack Aker begins to toss lightly. Talbot -2 hold, +3 catcher. Yastrzemski 16 not held. They're not going to hold him. They lead by 5. Don't think he'll take a chance with 1 out trailing by 5, and they're right, he won't. Scott will hit away. Talbot from the set. That's a 2-2 liner to the max. It's a low max. Lines it right to green, back to Harrelson. He's got Yaz off, and that's it. Oh my goodness. Talbot has just pitched a complete game shutout. Final 5-0 Kansas City. Holy crap. I will have the totals for you in a moment, but the amazing Fred Talbot story, I think at this point he's passed Tommy Sisk for surprise. Tommy Sisk, by the way, let's take a look at that. I think he still leads the National League in ERA. Tommy Sisk of the Mets. Let's double check that, and then we'll get to the totals. League leaders. He does. Tommy Sisk has a 1.36 ERA for Pittsburgh, leading the National League. So his ERA is even better than Talbot's. So very unlikely ERA leaders in both leagues. My God, Talbot with the win improves to 3-1. Santiago saddled with the loss. He drops to 2-3. Osinski pitched a scoreless frame. He did give up 3 hits. No walks, no strikeouts. A 5-hitter for Talbot. He did not walk a man. I just realized that. 3, 4 strikeouts. Well, I don't have to tell you who the player of the game is. I don't think we'll have much discussion on that today. Totals for the Athletics: 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Red Sox shut out on 5 hits. They also committed no errors. Player of the game, Fred Talbot. Who else? Holy smoke. I can't wait to enter this game and see what that drops his ERA to. I want to thank all you guys for watching. I appreciate it probably more than you could know. Let's look ahead on the schedule here. Tomorrow we're going to have Cleveland Indians at Chicago White Sox. Gary Bell will start for the Indians. Tommy John for the White Sox. That'll be at 1:30 Pacific, of course. Hope you all can make it. I had fun today. I hope you did too. This is Spokane Steve wishing you all a pleasant good evening. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.